Hi everyone, it's Kim from Dodges and Daisies and welcome back to my channel. I have to be honest with you guys, the last few days I've not felt up to creating or being on any kind of social media. This war with Russia and Ukraine has just been weighing very heavily on my heart. As a lot of you know, I am of both Ukrainian and Russian and Polish and German heritage. It's something that is very close to my heart and my identity. The only grandparent that I grew up with was Ukrainian, and because of that, the Ukraine culture, the food, the outfits, the dance, even church services of Ukrainian culture were all very much a part of my life and a part of my grandma's identity and who she was, what she was proud of, how she identified herself. And because she was such a close person to me, being Ukrainian has always been very, very important to me. So even though I am not from Ukraine, I'm from America, being Ukrainian is something that's very close to my heart. And I don't think that you need to be of Slavic heritage to be feeling stressed out right now. I think Russia has made it kind of obvious that anyone who's not for them is against them. And I just think there's a heaviness in the world right now. There's a heaviness as we cry with Ukrainians who are being invaded. There's heaviness with worry if there's another country that will be attacked after this one. There's sadness over Russian people who oppose the war but are getting arrested just for being opposed to it. There's just sadness and worry and heaviness right now, and I just didn't feel like I had the strength to be creative or creating or even on social media. I just kind of took about 30 days and just rested over the weekend. But one thing that I noticed was that I was consuming a lot of content. The Cottage Fairy is one of my most favorite YouTube accounts. It's an account that's very nature-oriented, very home-oriented, very like cozy and hygge and home decor and just herbs and plants and wilderness. It's something that just puts me so much at peace, and I think I must have watched like 10 of her videos last night, and because it was the only thing that was calming me down, I just kept playing video after video, and it just made me realize that being creative and creating content at this moment when things are so serious is not a frivolous thing. It's actually a helpful thing. It's helpful to be able to escape for a little while, to focus on beautiful things and to focus on them in a mindful way where you're just thinking about what's in front of you. And even if you just take an hour out of your day and do that, it's healthy to have a break from the worry. It's healthy to have a break from the anxiety. It's healthy to have a break from the sadness. And that's just what I wanted to bring to you guys today. I am not doing the 10 supply challenge today. What I did was anything that was on my desk and in my drawers, I took out that inspired me. I got some really beautiful mail lately from, I don't ever know how to pronounce it, if it's Jacinth or Jacinth Journals, but she is my favorite journaling account on YouTube. She surprised me with an absolutely gorgeous handmade journal from an old book. That's what I'll be working in today. It is a junk journal, and it's very beautiful kind of in and of itself. I did a few things to it so far, but the pages in it are just so beautiful, and she already kind of pre-designed certain pages. She added some, like embellishments, and She added some fibers already. She added some handmade paper, and this is like a velvet. Some images are just so fun. I don't even think I'm going to cover them. I might just do like a piece of lace on the top or the side because I just think they're so fun. But like I said, it's a junk journal that's very much my style. So I don't really feel like, this was her note to me that I made sure to put in there. I don't really feel like it needs much. There's some pages I might not even touch, like this one, just because it's so beautiful and I appreciate simplicity in crafting. I don't feel like we have to go overboard with it. This was from Austens Paper Tree. She's a gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous account on Instagram, and if you don't follow her, I highly recommend it. She makes the most beautiful things and was sending out like, I don't even know how to describe it. Like, you would press a flower in here, and she just made a very beautiful way to kind of press a flower in a book. So I added that into this journal along with the note from her. And like I said, I've just done very basic decorations so far because I have a feeling a lot of it is just going to be Cynthia's work because she did just such a beautiful job. And today, like I said, I've just taken ephemera pieces from my own collection that are mine and ephemera pieces that have been sent to me. This was from Michelle, and this was from Michelle of Tape and Twine and Tape and Twine Vintage that she kind of gave me as extra goodies with my last order. I have some stamps. I have some really fun lace. This is from Amy of Flashy May Cottage that sells really just beautiful like fabrics and fibers. I have some from Kinga of Album Love Handmade, of one of the last orders that I ordered from her. I believe this is from Sarah, from Sarah's Vintage Finds, and these are also from Sarah. And these are from Michelle, Sarah's Vintage Finds, Tape and Twine and Tape and Twine Vintage. And like I said, and just some from myself that I've collected or that I've been sent to from, pen pals or just different things. I didn't want to focus on the 10 supply challenge today. I don't even think I'm focusing on a specific spread today. I just wanted things that brought me joy and brought me inspiration. So as I was going through my mail and as I was going through my drawers, just anything that stuck out to me that made me feel peaceful or inspired to create, or just had kind of that element of escapism, like of another time or a romantic place. Escapism in a good way, not a bad way, because there's definitely healthy escapism. I just laid it all out on my desk. And today I'm just going to go through Cynthia's journal that she made me, and I'm just going to start decorating it. I'm just going to start adding some lace where I feel like I want a little lace, where I feel like the pages might, call for a little something, and just going to start adding some ephemera. And my hope is that I can just play for a while and feel peace, because I definitely, the last few days have not felt peace at all with the state of the world. I'm very worried about the Ukrainian people. I'm very worried about the nation of Ukraine. I'm very worried that Russia won't stop with them and will continue on to, attack other nations nearby. And I just, I'm just feeling fear right now and heaviness. And I think a lot of people are. And it doesn't matter where in the world you are, we're kind of just feeling the anxiety that goes along with war and a very uncertain state in the world. So like I said, I almost felt like it was frivolous to create during a time that I was having such severe emotions. And then I realized during my downtime just how much content I was consuming and just how much it meant to me to have kind of like this safe place to escape to, where there were just beautiful scenes of nature and warm scenes of home and crafting and, you know, botanicals. And it just meant so much to me last night that I was able to just watch video after video, and it helped me. It helped me to find peace. And it didn't mean that there weren't very real things going on in the world, but it allowed me to find some rest, and it allowed me to find some peace. And I realized how important that was. So today, that is my hope for you guys. I'm going to include a few things other than just crafting in this video. We're going to take a walk outside. We're going to do some foraging. I'm going to bring this journal with me and do a little journaling out in the sunshine. And yeah, my hope really is that that today you and I are just able to kind of take a breather for a minute and just allow ourselves to have some peace in the midst of a very difficult and stressful time. So my glue stick actually wasn't working, which is why I had to switch it out. I think I might just have too much maybe lotion on my hands. But this page I feel like is done. I have fully embraced this year the kind of crafter that I am, and that is somebody that is okay with white space, that's okay with pretty background paper sticking through if it's a paper that I enjoy. I'm okay with simplicity, and I think it took me a while to, even though I knew that about myself, accept that about myself. So when I feel a page is done, I'm just going to let it be done. And also, I'm somebody that does include journaling, like writing journaling in my journals. So to have space for words is 100% okay with me and is actually very useful. Even though this journal does have a lot of tuck spots that I can put, tags or, envelopes with writing in. And I do really, really like hidden journaling because I feel like we can be more honest, especially if we're sharing on social media, and just kind of tuck it away. I do also really like just space to write. So I'm not going to be afraid of that anymore. I'm not going to be afraid that if something feels done to me, I can allow it to be done. So like I said, Cynthia did such a beautiful job on this journal already. I feel like there's not much that I'm going to have to do. This page, I do like to hide staples if I've stapled. So I feel like we can add this envelope as a way to do that. This page I might cover up a little bit. It's not something that I feel super attached to, whereas some of the other images that she put in this journal, I feel like I just love so much that I don't want to touch. I just kind of want to leave them as is. And yeah, I hope that you all know, because this was a realization that I had to come to. I hope that you all know that it's okay to take time out of your day, even a very serious day, and just allow yourself rest. Allow yourself peace, and, not feel guilty if, say, you've been thinking about a situation or worrying about a person all day long. If, you just kind of take a moment and and allow yourself to rest and have peace, because we all need to recharge, and these heavy weights aren't meant for us to carry all the time. And right now, like I said before, I really do not have any kind of plan. I'm not using a specific amount of supplies this time. I'm not even working on a specific amount of pages. I just kind of wanted just some time to escape. And maybe you are somebody that doesn't deal with guilt or worry about escaping, but you just don't know how to. And I would like to suggest, I know I've talked about mindfulness many times in the past, and I've talked about the practice of Hygge before. I just feel like both practices are very, very used and helpful in my own life. I feel like things like making a nice meal or baking, I'm not a huge fan of cooking or baking, but I do find that when I think of it as art and I try something new and I try something exciting, that it does really kind of calm me down, and it's something that's very creative, and that there's a lot of people out there that just view, cooking or baking that way anyway. Like I said, I struggle with it sometimes, but when I turn it into something creative, I find it to be very, very much a place I can escape into. I've talked a lot of times about how much we love coffee and tea, and sometimes just the act of, making coffee or making a cup of tea and sitting with it and just enjoying the process of it is something that's just very, very relaxing. If you are subscribed to this channel, I'm guessing that you are a fan of journaling or paper crafting in some way. So we all know that, one of the most relaxing things I think that we can do is junk journaling or paper crafting or sending mail. I tend to think journaling is a little less stressful than mail, just because it's something for ourselves. It's something that we don't have to think too much about because it's our own taste, and it's just something that we can kind of pour into by using our favorite supplies. And I find junk journaling, especially where there's just no rules and you can kind of just do whatever you want with it, to be a very, very relaxing thing. A very relaxing thing. And what I've done today, just kind of taking out supplies that didn't necessarily have to do with each other. That's kind of the fun part of junk journaling. There isn't any rules to it, but just that made me feel inspired, that just made me feel at peace, that just made me kind of captivated by their beauty. There's a way to just kind of escape into things when you're just focused on really beautiful things or things from another era that seem more peaceful maybe than the day that you're experiencing now. And my goal today, like I said, is just to create a few pages. They definitely don't have to be in a row, but just enough space where I can jot down some thoughts when I go outside, because I do want today to be an outside journaling day. It's already warm here in South Carolina, even though it's the end of February, and I just think it would be a fun and good day to just kind of forage some flowers and sit down outside with my journal. everything today is going to be about bringing peace into our lives. So whether that is decorating your home, I've always talked about, drying out flowers, bringing dried flowers into your home, lighting candles. I'm not sure what's in frame, but candles always bring me peace. The act of bringing the outdoors in, if you're inside, by houseplants. I personally find a lot of just inspiration and peace in antiques, so I have a lot throughout my home. Just focusing on home decor sometimes, making the space that you live feel safe, feel cozy, feel like a hug when you come into it, feel like inspiration when you look at it, can really just bring your stress level down. And the same, when we go out later today in the video, just focusing on nature, picking some flowers, maybe pressing some flowers in a book or putting some in a vase and doing your own arrangement, feeling the sun on your face, and just like the Ukrainian flag represents, a grain of wheat and a blue sky. And I think something like that, just focusing on the sun on your face and any kind of nature around you, can just be really helpful and really calming. So that's what we're going to do today. We're just going to create an atmosphere of peace as much as we can. And it's not because the world is at peace right now, but we're just going to be gentle with ourselves and allow ourselves a moment of peace, even though peace is hard to find right now. And it is. It's really hard to find right now. And like I said before, I don't want this in any way to minimize what's going on. The fact of the matter is, it's been affecting me so much that I actually had trouble functioning this weekend. I actually had trouble just doing normal things and even leaving bed because of how greatly anxiety and depression were hitting me over the situation. So it's not like a frivolous thing. It's like a preservation thing. It's something that's to alleviate anxiety and to alleviate depression and just to help us function during a time where functioning might be difficult. We really don't know what the state of the world is going to be like in the next few days. And, there might be some of us with family over there that we're, worried about or concerned with. And, sometimes we have to escape for a little while just to be able to get through the day. So, that's what. Please don't ever think that if I'm encouraging a day of rest or an hour where we don't concentrate on something that's giving us anxiety, that it's in any way a frivolous thing or an uncaring thing. It's just kind of a coping thing, None of us can be on that level of anxiety or depression for such a sustained amount of time with having it really affect us. So that is what this video is about. As always with journaling on camera, it can be a bit difficult because I haven't, pre-planned any of my layouts. And sometimes I like what I do and sometimes I don't. And there's that pressure of being live on camera, but today we're just playing. So I finished this spread and this spread. Very simple, but like I said, I am really, really okay with simplicity lately. I might just add like a stamp or two, but I've really just kind of learned that who I am is a simple crafter, and that's really okay. There's nothing wrong with that. And it's also okay when you have something that's very busy, like a junk journal, to allow there to be, you know, not too much going on too, because the journal itself has just so much going on already. So. And you just kind of play with it too. I feel like you learn as you play, and you know, you allow yourself to have pages that you might not love as much as other pages, and you allow yourself to grow as an artist, see what you like and see what you don't like. For someone like me who's very much a perfectionist, that can be hard. It can be hard to walk away from a page I might not, you know, fully feel satisfied with or fully love. But, you know, sometimes when you add the writing, you add the journaling itself, that's like another element of the piece, and you wind up liking it better than you think you would. But yeah, I just felt like this one needed a little bit more. I like that better. And so that was the second page we finished. And having a little bit of glue issues here. Okay, so that we stuck down, and then this is the other page that was finished. And like I said, I really like this that Cynthia added. I really like this that Cynthia added, so I don't want to take away too much from that. And I also don't want to take away too much from any kind of space that, you know, that like we can tuck in journaling or add journaling. It's important to me right now to feel like I have space to, you know, let my emotions out a bit. As I said, I do have heritage connected to this war, and it's, you know, it's breaking my heart that someone said to me today that, you know, whether you have heritage connected with this or not, that we're all feeling it. You know, all of our hearts are broken right now for the Ukrainian people that are dealing with this. So, heavy days, people. But we're going to give ourselves grace to have an hour or two where we can escape, and that time can be spent a little bit lighter. You know, if we have that luxury. Some people don't have that luxury right now. All right, so this video can include other elements in it, because I really do want you guys to feel escapism today. I really do want you guys to just be able to be out in nature and just whatever is weighing on your mind today, just to not think about it for a little bit. This is going to be our last layout, and then I'm going to take you guys outside, and yeah, we'll do some journaling outside, but we'll also do some foraging with flowers, and yeah, just appreciate nature and appreciate just being in the moment and allowing ourselves peace. And if any of you who are watching are more intricately involved in this situation, either you are in an area that is, you know, at war right now, or maybe you're close to an area that's at war right now, or maybe you have friends and family, or, you know, any kind of relatives or loved ones that are in an area that's not safe right now, please know that I am wishing you the utmost of love and care and my prayers. You guys are on my heart all day long, every day, and very much wishing you my love and peace and an end to this conflict, and please know that you have my prayers and my heart. I am having trouble with this one. I feel like I want to add just a little bit more to it. Maybe that. But yeah, if you guys know of any content creators that have been helping you lately through these weeks that have been so stressful, I would love to hear who you've been enjoying, who's been helping you. You can leave those in the comments. Like I said, I find a lot of comfort from the Cottage Fairy. I feel like that account is just so peaceful. And I'm not exaggerating that I literally watched probably 10 of her videos last night just in a row. I had my dogs just cuddled with me, and even they were into it. They reacted whenever her dog went on screen, and it was really cute. I felt like all three of us were just getting peace from her channel. And that's always my hope with this one too, is that there's peace here, that it's a place that you guys can escape for a little bit. And as for crafting advice, I know that in my first few videos I did talk a lot about art concepts, things like eye leading and rules of threes. You can always check out my earlier videos for that kind of thing, because I did add just things that like I've learned in art classes and art school. Today there really isn't much like design tactics that I'm using, or as we've talked about in the past, like, you know, using a certain amount of supplies. It really was more of a heart thing than a head thing today, where just things that made me feel happy, things that made me feel peaceful, things that made me feel inspired to craft during a time that I felt like depression and anxiety were so high I wasn't feeling that desire to craft. Things that kind of broke me out of that were the things that I put on my desk today. So it doesn't always have to be, like, art doesn't always have to follow the rules. You know, like, there are rules, and my art teachers always used to say it's good to know the rules of art, but it's also so you can break them. And I think naturally I do use things like eye leading, where this is kind of pointing inward and this is kind of pointing inward. I do use just naturally things like rules of three that create triangles. I think just because it's so ingrained in me that it's something that just comes naturally. But today really wasn't about any kind of, you know, pre-picking out anything that matched or following any kind of rules. Like I said, eye leading I think is just something I naturally do, and elements of three are just something I naturally do because I was trained for so long to think those ways. But, you know, today was just more just free, just whatever brought joy, whatever brought peace, whatever brought inspiration. Nothing had to be like the same time period or the same, nothing had to match. It just had to spark creativity. And I think that's one of the most wonderful things about a junk journal. A junk journal is just simply that. It's taking different, pieces of ephemera and different pieces of paper and fibers, and this was made out of an old book, and it's just kind of sticking everything in there. And it's about freedom and collage and just kind of feeling things and incorporating almost kind of like a Victorian scrapbook, just things that were beautiful and meant something, but didn't necessarily have to be placed in a certain way or designed in a certain way. And that's kind of why I feel like these are just so precious, junk journals, because there's just something raw about them. Like what was in your heart and what you found beautiful was just put into there. And there doesn't have to be a reason, but it's very much a representation of you. So I hope you enjoyed journaling these last few pages with me, but let's go outside. Let's do some more things that are just mindful and peaceful, and let's just take a break today and allow ourselves to be at peace, even if it's just for an hour. Thank you guys for joining me. Please like and subscribe if you do enjoy this channel, and maybe we'll chat a little bit more in the next part of the video, or maybe it'll just be music, but please just allow yourself to escape with me for a little moment and know that our thoughts, our prayers are for peace. But right now we're just going to be gentle with ourselves and allow ourselves to escape for a little while.